Alrighty, and we are live.
Nice.
All right.
What's up, everybody?
Do I need to?
Hey guys, how we all doing
We have
out
good
there?
connection. No one's in yet.
Just waited for a few to
I said.
That's all right. It's gonna take a
Oh,
couple
there it went live. Yep.
Alrighty. Yep.
I'll look
There we
at
go.
this.
my phone.
Yeah, it's
Cheech
just
just jumped in.
hi. We're
I'm
live.
still loading now.
Alrighty, so I'm starting to see a few people funnel in now.
Just a few.
However, it seems like this for you guys.
There's a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, I'm on delay too.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
Alrighty, so we're going to be going over a few questions we've been seeing you guys give us through our comment section here. We have a few of them written down. Feel free to funnel in with any other questions or anything like that you're interested in. But we're going to go ahead and get started.
Turn this shit down. Jeez. Old men. We're old people. This is our daily life.
Alrighty, so our first question here is by Rye.Smith. Will you buy my car without me buying something else?
Yes.
So the answer is absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes.
Of course.
We're specifically looking for something that's within 10 years or newer, and preferably less than 100,000 miles, depending on the engine that we're working with. Our next question's coming from
Some of our stuff too.
Kayla Martin, 70. Does this dealership not have a dress code? I've never seen one so casual. So, what is your answer?
We live in the
there?
foothills of the Appalachians in Ohio. I mean,
Kind
honestly,
of in the middle of nowhere. Yeah.
pretty blue-collar town,
Right.
you know?
However,
Laid-back vibe.
To put it the best way, we've never had a customer complain about the attire that we wear. to work.
No.
Would be the best way to phrase it.
I can wear this to work and Walmart. We're completely fine. Where we
Yeah.
exactly. But aside from that, specifically, you're going to see jeans on our days that we record on Saturdays. And that's just because on Saturdays we have casual Saturdays. We're only here for about 6 hours, and it seems to be something our customers don't mind. So another question we have is from Jabu696. How much do I need to put down to get into the Trail Boss? I think that's a good question for our finance guy and our manager, Sam, and Coach.
Yeah.
You know how much you put down, and banks all want different information, how much you make a month, to the value of the vehicle you're buying. It's all relative what banks look for when it comes to that type of thing.
Yes, they also look for, like what Coach was talking about. I mean, it depends, your debt to income as opposed to how much you can afford in the bank size. I mean, there is a multitude of different factors, so it's kind of like it's a little bit of a difficult question because it's everyone's different. Some people who happen to have more established credit, have a higher score, that will also reflect on what that does for the situation. But in general, I mean, we have been doing this for a lot of years, so if you have a finance car, we'll be able to get it done for you most of the time. We deal with a multitude of different banks, and we turn around and we work with the lenders. So when we send them a lot of money, it gives us a little bit of buying power. So a lot of times, because we are the dealership is fairly large in the Flynn group because he owns 5 stores, we have a lot of buying power with the banks. So hopefully that's helped a little bit.
Yeah, most definitely.
Exactly.
We just got a question in actually in the live comments. Feel free to go ahead, roll in those comments, questions if you have them. So this one specifically is from, and I'm probably going to butcher this, Travis. Do you want to go ahead and try that?
Nope, I don't.
Okay. Well, anyhow, Travis, sorry about that. He asked, we want to trade up to a newer Traverse, but the Palisade is looking nice. Any thoughts? Do you know what the Palisade is?
So the Palisade is a higher trim level version, or supposed to be the fancier version of the Kia Telluride.
Okay.
It has the same equipment as a Telluride, it's just a different badge placed on it. It's supposed to be the fancier version. I personally don't think it holds a candle to a Traverse. I think the Traverse has a better engine in it. I think it's got higher tow capacity if I'm remembering right, and I think the equipment in the Traverse is a lot nicer.
Yeah.
Of course, obviously, you're gonna have to go ahead, research both products to figure out what fits best for your family. However, we definitely do stand behind our product here. A few of us have actually owned Traverses. It's a very nice model to have. I think I saw another question come in. Tiffany specifically said, that's such a great looking crew. Where's the chubby chick? I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure she bailed on us to go fix a foot. Thanks, Tiff. Another question we got from Street Neck, I think is how I would pronounce that. How many cars do y'all sell a month? Let's start with that half. Roughly how many cars are we typically pushing per month, would you say?
We average 90 to 100 cars a month total.
We are in a smaller area, but that is pretty good for our dealership here. The next one is roughly, what does that translate to for your top salesman? Chris here actually is our top salesman. How many cars did you sell last month, Chris?
I sold 20 cars last month.
And the month previously?
More than that.
Yes. So he's definitely pushing some pretty strong units for us for sure.
We also all hate him.
Yeah.
Correct.
I mean,
Yeah.
truly.
No.
He gets his own
Just so you know,
personal.
I do not hate him. Give that.
Right, yeah.
And real quick too, just to go back to the Palisade Traverse question, I would leave it to the drive. You drive both of them. I'm very, very confident that the Traverse is going to have a much, much better ride to it, which at the end of the day I feel is the most important thing.
For sure.
Which brings up another question. Make sure you're driving a car that you want to purchase.
Of course.
Salespeople are not being pushy when they turn around and ask you to drive the car. I mean, most people would try on a pair of shoes before they bought them, and when you start talking about a car, that becomes a very minute, monetary amount of money when you're talking about shoes as opposed to a car. The cars do drive different. There's a lot of technology. Even if you had a previous model, throughout the years, and I mean, this goes for all auto manufacturers. I mean, they do upgrades every single year. You can take a car that has been 2 years old and go, well, I owned that car before. I know how it rides. I know how it does this. The differences and all the new things that we try to do every single year, the modifications that they do, definitely test drive the car. Salespeople are not trying to be pushy. They want you to make sure that that's going to be the car for you, because if you decide to buy one, do not test drive it, end up hating it. Unfortunately, we become a part of that hate. It's like, oh, I'm a salesman, this. So definitely go out and make your decision, but definitely test drive the car. Just the point I wanted
It is,
to get out.
even a short period of time, the Blazer's gone to a better ride. It's
Exactly.
Sure.
I
My
was gonna
year
say-
from 19 that I leased to the 20 that I own right now, there was a massive difference in the ride quality.
Right.
That was 1 year.
Yeah, not to mention, I mean,
Got a
same
cool
thing.
comment, the man that's preaching the test drives. Thank you so much. So,
Nice.
Oh, that's
Welcome.
awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
One real thing to note is, like, if you look at the 20 Envision versus the 21, 21 gives you a 5-point suspension, which is a luxury suspension, versus your 20 Envision does not have it. It's a 4-point. That's a drastic ride difference.
Right.
I mean, I really wish I would have given the opportunity to drive the 21, and I might have chose to buy that one instead. It just really depends. So you definitely do need to test drive anything you're considering. It does drastically change your opinion.
and that's coming from someone in the car business. Wishes she would have test drove that car. Wish I would have rode that day.
We are impulsive people sometimes.
Exactly. Sometimes money talks.
What else we got?
So our next question here is from NW Snowmobile _clips. Are you sure that's why they only built 69, referencing to the Copo Camaro where they only build 69 annually? And the follow-up question was, how much does it cost? So yes, they only do build 69 annually. That is in honor of 1969 being the first year they produced the Copo. So they maintain that every single year. Also, I did ask the owner today how much he's asking for it. It is listed at $300,000.
Call in tomorrow.
It's a nice car. Ask for Nick. I will sell that to you.
Yeah.
One correction I wanted to make to my video, I did state that it only had 580 horse. I was informed after producing the video that is specifically on the engine. Once you pair the Whipple 2.9 liter twin screw supercharger, it does amp it up to 1,200 horse.
Holy
So there is a good reason
Yeah.
for having that the parachute on the back, the wheelie bars, all of that's in there for the driver's safety. Do you read these messages here?
Yeah, we
Absolutely.
read that message.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're hoping
Saw
you
that
ask
one.
more questions.
And then someone asked if we have an opinion on the Focus ST. I personally don't. Does anyone know anything really about the Focus ST? In depth?
I like the way they look. I mean, but
Yeah.
I mean, we don't really sell too many sedans. I mean, it's not our drive and our focus. You know, it's trucks, it's SUVs.
No pun intended.
That's the market.
You used to work at a Ford
I
store.
used to sell Fords. My opinion on the ST, they're nice, sporty little cars. You don't see too many of them on the road. They definitely stick out, but they also have the Focus RS, which is a little bit of a sportier version of the ST. It has 350 horse and 350 torque, which thing definitely whips around. But
Right.
ST, it's a cool little car. If you see them, you definitely check them out. But
Definitely.
Well, you got another question. Do you have any turbo diesel Tahoes?
We
no,
just got
not
a
yet.
Suburban in.
So they haven't
but we can
started.
get you one. We can get you one.
They haven't started the full rollout of the turbo diesels in the Tahoes just yet. It's more coming out at a limited capacity, and everything with the chips is hurting that one as well. But the turbo diesel's a fantastic engine. I have it in the truck.
And real quick too, something I just want to add on. You guys probably just seen Sam walk out.
I definitely saw that.
We are actually still operating
bad.
under business hours, so obviously we want to make sure we want to manage the floor. So do be aware of that. You're going to see us pop in and out periodically throughout the stream. But I just wanted to go ahead and speak to you guys.
Alex Montoya, 82. His name's Chris.
Oh. Oh.
What was the?
Yeah.
Wrong bearded man.
Wrong bearded man.
A lot of beards, a lot of beards.
The guy
around
in the
here.
corner here is Jake.
So if that's the one you're referencing to, you're their favorite.
Thank you.
Real quick question I want to go over. This
First
is
time you
J
heard that.
Reed 0211.
Only time I hear that.
How do you get out of a lease? Is his question. So, guess I'll give that to Sam
Many
again.
different ways.
Yeah, there's a couple different options.
Right.
Typically.
Go ahead, Sam.
Okay. A lease, you can get out of a lease technically any time that you're in it. Basically what we'll do is we'll take a look at, depending on where you're at in the lease, you can turn around and if market value, like right now market value is extremely high, so cars are turned around and you can turn around and you can get out of your vehicle because of the fact that the market is higher than what the residual value is on the lease. So another way is if you're, depending on your term, however many payments you have left, we basically, we can look up how many payments are left. It would be considered just like if you own the car with like a payoff. So.
Roll that into your next lease and maybe you come with a decent payment and get into a car you want.
Right.
Especially if you got a mileage penalty coming up. You hit that point where I'm gonna go over the miles and now I'm gonna have to start paying extra even there, that it's time and fan.
And with the
to get
incentives,
out
and with the
sell.
incentives and everything, a lot of times it could be a wash.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Other times we've had people that, they actually, their car's worth more than the
What's
value.
residual, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
Like
it happens.
It's
Definitely.
it's an educated guess from the manufacturer.
exactly.
You got options.
So if you are in a lease though, and you are considering getting out, now is a great time to look at it.
Absolutely. Definitely a
we've
great
been
time to
able
call
to
us.
pull people
For
out of
sure.
them. 6-8 months ahead of schedule from normal pull-out times.
Yeah.
So we've been seeing some crazy things happen because dealers do need those cars right now. So if you are interested in getting out of one, our phone number is in our bio. I definitely would check that out. Give us a call. Ask for anyone in sales. And we'll all gladly help you out on that one.
Which is one of the reasons why we turned around and did the one video.
Exactly.
We want your car.
Yeah.
No,
Right.
now is the time. We desperately need cars. The whole industry needs cars in general. And right now, the leverage goes to the consumer. You have a car, it's, never more valuable than it is right now.
Yeah.
as opposed to other years.
The
you know.
Gypsy King 90 has a question for Chris, or a statement. Your bald spot's getting worse.
That's why we put him with his back to the
That's right.
camera.
Yeah. I
Hi,
don't want to
John.
blind
Bishop.
anybody. Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Hey,
it.
have fun in Cali, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get you.
Get back
Yeah, exactly.
One really good question that we've been seeing come through the comments a lot, and it's all regarding 0% financing. One thing I want to discuss, and I want your opinion on this as well.
Sure.
Who gives us 0% financing? Who decides that?
It comes from the manufacturer, so everything is generated. A lot of times what happens is the manufacturer, when they look at things and they look at their books, they want market share, they want to penetrate the market, so they'll turn around and they give incentives out in order to collect. It goes the same way with the leasing. Leasing is incentivized, that's why sometimes people will go, well, I don't understand, it's only a $20,000 car. Why is it more expensive than the $40,000 double cab that's out there? Well, the double cab might be $40,000, but it's incentivized. It has great programs on it. It has a huge residual on it, which makes the payment go down. So it's like I said, it's a driving force for the manufacturer a lot of times to benefit them and also the dealer and the consumer.
Absolutely.
It's a win-win-win.
Yeah. And what is typically the main requirement for GM or any company really to typically consider 0%?
Typically, you have to be a tier 1, so you're talking credit score wise of 720 plus, in order to qualify for that. But the nice thing is even if you do not have a 720, manufacturer does have some subvention programs where you can qualify for. So maybe it's not 0, maybe it's 2.9, or maybe it's 4.9, depending on the situation. They offer it so that they can hit a broad spectrum. They're not only just looking for a small handful of people. They try to accommodate the masses.
And they'll try to offset that if people have trouble getting in and have some higher rebates at times to help other people get in that may not qualify for that 0.
Yeah, so in case you're, people that are watching, in case your credit isn't spectacular, hey, we all, trust me, everyone in this table, we've all had mistakes, we've all had bumps and hills throughout, so, it's not like you're out. You can still take advantage of the programs that are available out there.
Alex just asked, if you're all in here, who's out there selling cars?
Well, we have people that are watching the lot and everything, and but we also like to go out and check just in case, if
That's actually where Anna just went.
Yeah, but then we have people outside too. But if it gets overwhelmed and there's multiple people, then we want to make sure we can just jump right in and take care of the customer. It's just if something happens,
Thank you.
Favorite TikTok, that's awesome.
We have one here from Haley99. What could I get for a first-time buyer? Credit score 657 with 10K down.
Money talks.
Send you our website, so link to our website, pick something out. We'll definitely make it work.
I think that'd be a really good question for Coach.
Yeah, that's with the money down, again, that always helps. And you got quite a bit there that helps offset loan to value. So I think you're sitting in a pretty good spot where we talk about banks like to have skin in the game. You come in with no money down, honestly, going to make it hard. But when you come, the more money you have to put down, you're invested in your buying procedure, and that really helps. So with that kind of money down, you can probably have a good choice of what you'd like to buy or purchase.
And aside from that, all of the questions about us not helping people, and the crazy videos. We got a lot of flack on that last quarterback too. We go to bat for customers every day, without a doubt, especially in this area. We literally go to battle to get our customers taken care of, and that's the most important thing. So it just is what it is.
Everyone needs to realize. This is satire. We're spinning off of The Office. We're going. We're taking quotes from the movie Suckers. We're turning around. We're throwing some Tommy Boy in there. We are just. This is just something that we started out as trying to have a little bit of fun And thanks to you guys, we've turned around, and this has just been a great ride for us. We're having a lot of fun, doing this. I hope you guys appreciate it. We definitely appreciate it. But anybody out there, just so you know, we take things to an extreme because we're looking for humor. We want people to laugh and have fun just like we do. We joke around all the time. I mean, anybody who's worked at a car dealership knows, we're always joking, having fun, trying to keep things, in a good environment, a happy environment. So anybody who takes anything that we do, personally, that's not how we do business, because we work for Power GM. Power Mifflin is not real. As funny as we think some of the stuff we put out is, it's make-believe. So we would never treat our customers that way. That's not how we do business. When we're all, out of the room or not doing a skit, we're sales professionals. We're here to do the job for our owner and make sure that, we do it successfully. So
yeah, we like to have fun.
We like to have fun.
You can't tell. We like to joke around. And there's times that there's some free time here, and that's what this is all about, is just putting this together. But first and foremost, we want to sell cars. That is absolutely our focus every single day that we come in here. And for customers looking for cars, if you come in here, that's the first thing that we're going to do. We're going to take care of the customer.
And we make it easy.
Yeah.
We'll ship a car. We ship cars all over the country, even though we're a small dealership. We ship cars all over the country. We make it easy. The one girl was talking about first-time buyer. There's some specific programs. Some banks, actually, not all of them, but there's a few that love first buyer programs. And so we do business with first-time buyers. And it's as easy as jumping on our website and filling out an application, and boom, we have your information. It doesn't matter where you are in the country. We can work out a deal with the banks for you. Excuse me. Excuse me. We can work out a deal with the banks for you, structure it the way that you want it, and if that works for you, great. And we'll even ship the car to you. We've done it before.
Arkansas this week.
Yeah, exactly. So,
real good question we just got here that I want to talk about. So someone is asking if we get any of the C8 Corvettes, I believe is the mid-engine vet, if I'm not mistaken. So our store does not technically have the allocation to do it here. However, our sister store, which is very local to us, we just send you right down there, hook you up with one of our guys.
It's in our auto group.
Yeah, within the auto group. But they do have access to order those and get those shipped in for you. So if you are interested in the mid-engine vet, definitely, again, give us a call. We'll hook you up with the right people so that way you can get a hold of one.
We got a question here from Boston 854. He's in Wisconsin. Some dealerships up there, their lots are low. He wanted to know how our market's doing for us down here. How we're doing.
We're managing. That's just every day we come in and grind. That's just what we do. No joke. Go drive past every car dealership there is out there. It's a struggle, but
inventory's
low everywhere from where it's been.
From the they had a problem. Someone took a piece of ours and kind of spliced it together and everything about the whole semiconductor thing.
Oh yeah, microchips. Jeez, microchips.
Here we go.
Are not getting put into things that go in your body.
Down.
Your heated seats need microchips. They're called semiconductors. And they're quite large.
Right. So, but legitimately, there has been a strain on it, which has forced our inventory to be cut. Everyone's inventory to be cut. So,
and some of the larger stores are still getting some of their stuff, but everyone's having an issue with
capacity.
With getting everything
it's
in.
hitting GM. Chrysler, Ford.
We're not feeling
across the board.
The import stores are starting to find they're now, having worked at import stores previously, it took them a little bit longer for them to get
Toyota
hit with this, but they are getting hit with it in the same way that we are.
But the nice thing is if you're outside our market area, especially in some of the bigger cities, you'll find that our used car inventory and our used car prices are off the charts. Because what you have to pay for in another state, you can have it shipped and still save thousands of dollars. So definitely check us out.
Yeah, our store, actually, one really cool thing, we didn't get a question on this, but it's really a nice thing to touch on. We're a velocity store. So the way our market is, we don't charge, thousands and thousands of dollars over to get gross. That's not how we're set up here. We're set up in a way that we want to sell you your next 32 cars. I don't want to sell you one. I want to sell you every car you ever purchase.
Absolutely, customers for life.
I'm not here to gouge your eyes out on every deal. I don't care what I make on the deal. That's them to worry about. We don't get paid like that. We're here to get you in the right car that fits what you need and what you want within reason with the bank.
It could be a $15,000 Chevy Spark. It could be an $80,000 Denali. Like at the end of the day, we want you to like what you're buying. Doesn't matter to me. I swear, it does not matter to me what you buy.
Which brings up another point. We're not commission based. The reason our focus is not being on commission is the fact that you don't have to worry about like some of the, like being gouged or being taken advantage of. Like both of you just said.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you buy a $5,000 car or $50,000 car. Their compensation is built off of, we want, they have plateaus, so they get paid the more cars they sell, not specifically on one car, which is the philosophy of this store, because then we believe that our people are going to take care of our customers so that we can retain them instead of worrying about gross and money and this and that and the other. It's like, hey, take care of the customer, sell as many as we can, and then that's how that's the majority of their compensation. So
Absolutely. And one question we've been getting a lot through the live as well, I've been seeing it, where are we located? We're located in Calcutta, Ohio.
Also known as East Liverpool,
Depending
Ohio.
on where you Google it. So it just depends, but we're just in the tri-state area of Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Ohio.
Sam's favorite place in the whole world.
Absolutely. Got a little hate in the
East side
comment
of
section.
Ohio, down about halfway, just a few miles from West Virginia and PA.
yeah.
Oh.
Throw the hate out.
Oh,
Yeah.
so there's some guy in there. Oh, Luis Torres. You don't like us. Guys, how do we feel about that?
Don't
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I mean-
We wouldn't make this TikTok if we cared.
Absolutely.
I mean,
in this business, you
fine.
gotta have a thick skin.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
thick-skinned people. That's
It's
for
all
sure.
hopefully no one takes offense to it. Even what's his name, Torrance or
Whatever.
whatever.
Yeah.
Louise. Okay, I mean here's the thing. If you can't appreciate our humor, that's the greatest thing about this country. You got freedom of choice. I mean, we can't please everyone. We're just trying to do this for fun, and so
There's literally
sorry.
a button that says not interested.
Yeah, sorry, sorry you feel that way. I think the things we do are, pretty funny and corny,
Yeah.
and I mean,
A lot of corny humor.
Yeah, a lot of corny
Legitimately,
humor.
the
And another
most
thing
funny
too,
people
most of
I've
our
ever worked
stuff
with.
is improv.
Yeah.
We do a lot of our skits kind of on the fly.
Yeah.
Like,
One
when
take,
we're at work, I mean,
ready
we're
to
definitely
go.
working. Like I said, most of our skits, like
Yeah.
tire kick, it's stuff that we.
Which goes back to another one.
5 minutes.
Sorry to interrupt you, but
That's okay.
which goes back to another one. Someone put in the comment section, "You're like the most horrible actors I've ever, seen."
We're not getting Oscars?
Yeah,
We're not going to get Oscars?
What?
Holy cow!
Really? But
Someone
going
at
to what
Netflix.
Jake said, I mean, guys, seriously, we don't sit around for days and hours. This isn't Hollywood where we have writers and all that. I mean, we do this stuff on our downtime, and so we'll turn around and, like you said, we'll do it on the fly. It's like boom, 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 done, post it, and let's see if it gets, if we get any, elevation out, you need to run by there.
Right. Which, by the way, that being said, Luis, if you need a car, come see us.
Oh, we still want to sell you a
Absolutely.
car.
We will-
That's
we'll
what we
help
do.
you out.
Yeah.
That's how we roll.
Rick and Kate 88. A lot of love for us. Wish you were closer to us. We'd love to do business with y'all. We do ship.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can do everything over the phone, over the internet with us.
Well, certainly finance.
Absolutely.
We can do everything over, and then we do have companies to ship the vehicle out to you.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
call the store, ask for Chris, and
And Chris will personally deliver it.
User 0713205569. Please change your name. Asked, who's recording? So in most of the clips, I am recording. I am the one that has the majority of the knowledge on TikTok. So like when you hear the click clack, yeah, that offended me. That hurt. Thanks for that comment. That hurt. But however, when you hear the heavy breathing, yeah, that's all Nick. He's a mouth breather. I take no credit.
That's true. All those, yeah.
You can look at him and tell me the heavy breathing.
You get this test.
hey, Nick.
See?
I I hate these guys. I truly do. Some days.
Real quick, Nick, if you could actually show them, I want to talk about
Hey, you
this.
guys probably heard him breathe in the camera right there.
Oh, is that the question? Yeah. Swear to God, that makes me so self-conscious. Not that I care, but when I heard my breathing, oh my God.
One real quick thing I want to talk on before we end up cutting this a little bit shorter. Nick is actually wearing our new merch. He was the first one to get it.
Yes.
Jerk. So he's wearing the flask. And we are running a current promo code on our website. Again, link in bio. But our promo code is just capital P for power 10. So nice, easy. Go ahead, check that out. That'll go ahead and save you some
You
money on
can't
our
see
merch. Yeah, a little bit of a glare
Red
there.
was a bad choice.
Red was a bad choice. Milk was a bad choice.
Another question we got is who wrote the skit? So actually, a lot of us write these skits. We kind of write them on the
Promo
fly.
power 10. Sorry, guys.
It's backwards.
So we write them on the fly. We do have a board here that we do write all of our ideas on, kind of bounce them off each other. But no video has been produced without multiple people being a part of this.
Right.
So it is a lot of kind of just bouncing off of each other.
Right.
One real good question, which kind of blew me away. Someone asked if Chris and Nick are twins.
I'm not that ugly.
Wow.
Oh,
They didn't know about it yet.
Yes.
No, we're
they're
not twins.
Mentally,
Depends who
they're
you ask.
very close.
Mentally,
Right.
You are
We're-
very
hey,
smart.
hey,
You're a very
we're all
smart
very
individual.
close.
Right, where we live, it's possible.
Yeah, they are twins. Unfortunately, Chris wasn't blessed with good of a hairline as Nick, as you can obviously tell.
I do have very good hair.
Chris got the brains, Nick got the hair.
I don't really necessarily know that it's as good as your hairline or just as bad as Chris's is.
however, okay,
We'll
so
figure it out.
What else we got? What else?
JKTX321 said, did she really sell cars? Referring to me in our skit that we did for quarterback. Yes, I sell cars. I work here. All of our skits are performed by all of us. None of those skits, except for one, did we use a customer. And she actually asked to be in our skits because she liked it so much and found us on TikTok.
Well, and I sold her a car. I mean,
Yeah. That helps too.
Oh, this is kind of the goal here.
Trifecta.
Nice humble brag, Nick.
Name drop.
I think did we answer this one?
Every time.
We did not.
Okay. This is another first-time car buyer. This is from I'm Not Funny 43. Feel that.
Neither's Nick.
Exactly. How do you think I should get a car in this car market being a first-time car buyer? I only have $4K down, but I have to buy something. Great financing.
It's a good time. There's banks that specialize in that. They got their programs for just like first-time homeowners. We have banks that are first-time auto financing. So if you have that, again, you have money down, you're sitting in a pretty good spot. You got a job, give me a call. I go by Coach, or give Chris, any of these guys, we'll set you up. But being a first-time car buyer, it's a good market for you right now. So banks trying to help.
It is, and if you have questions along the way, being a first-time car buyer, I mean, we've all been there. We understand what you've been through. Ask your questions. Don't feel like it's a stupid question. All of us would
No
rather
stupid
you
questions.
be
No.
informed.
What you don't
No
have.
such thing.
I mean,
No
we would
such
rather you be informed and know exactly what you're getting into. If there's any information we can give you, we'll all try to help out as much as we can to get
And,
those
and that's
answers.
really what this dealership, and he went on, so we try to do for our customers and clients. Put them in something that fits what they need. Don't jam them in something just to get them out of here. We want them coming back, and we'll help you. We're here to help.
Absolutely.
That would be my advice on it, is give us a call, talk with us, explain what do you like to do with a vehicle, what do you need it for, what are you looking to accomplish, not just now, but over the next course, maybe 3 to 4 or 5 years. Look at it that way, so the car's gonna grow with you. And we'll be able to, all of us here have a good amount of product knowledge with our vehicles, so we'll be able to recommend what, from your information, we would think would be the best that fits your need. And then from there, research on it and kind of go that route.
And I'll tell you, we use banks that'll help your credit. First time, you know, you're what they call ghost. You don't really have any credit at all. You never established it. We have
about this
banks
many
that'll do it, that'll
questions
help us.
All right, we got another question then. It's one of our followers here, Boston 854. Is thinking about leasing. pros, cons, wants to know that. There's a big list of them, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I mean,
There's a longer list on the pros for leasing than there is for the cons, that's
Right.
for sure.
Right.
yeah, I absolutely love leasing. I lease 2 cars right now. I mean, I love some of the benefits of it. You never have to worry if you've ever heard the term negative equity, which sometimes what happens is, someone comes in and their car's not worth what they owe on it. Okay, the nice thing about a lease, most of our leases, you're within manufacturer's warranty, so you don't have to worry about a penny coming out of your pocket. Something happens to it, you bring it in, it gets taken care of. They give you roadside assistance. You break down, it gets taken care of. At the end of, you have options. At the end of the lease term, if you want to buy that car, you have the option to buy it at a guaranteed price that was set the day you signed the papers, the first day. If you don't, no problem. Turn the keys in, walk away from it. So I mean, I like it a lot because of the fact that there's not a lot of downside to it.
Pay less taxes.
I lease my truck. I mean, I live here in town. I don't drive too terribly much, so I lease. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a new truck in a couple years. Chris leases, I think. You lease, right?
And-
He's my neighbor.
On that
Like,
note,
I lease. I'm in
Yeah.
the car business.
he lives a
I
little bit
lease,
further,
so
but
that should say enough.
on that note, I mean, yeah, these guys might live very locally and they're not running a lot of mileage on their vehicles. However, we can customize it. I mean, all the GM
Absolutely.
limits us to is a maximum of 100,000 miles for the entirety of the lease. So if you do 3 years, 33,000. 2 years, 50,000 miles for the entirety of the lease. So if you do 3 years, 33,000. 2 years, 50,000.
Most people that are doing 25, 30,000 miles a year, running their territories and stuff, we can still fit a lease in for them. So.
I'll throw a thing, a guy, salesman, 25,000 miles a year he drove, bring the car in 3 years, wasn't worth what he owed, trouble. So he went into a lease, was 25,000 miles a year, 75,000 miles, turned it in, went to another vehicle, wasn't upside down as a year.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Real good question, and we're getting to the end of these here. 901 is home. Asked, what if I'm in another state? Does that matter? We've answered that a few times here, but just to clarify again, no, we do ship everywhere.
Right.
So
And even your leasing is catered to your state where you live. So different, there's different state taxes and a few other, depending on where you come from. But that's all taken care of because we can customize that for you.
I got a great one to answer. It's from I'm not your average mom. I'm not your average dad. But you hate car dealerships. That's literally the stigma we fight every day. I mean, we get it. The industry as a whole has a huge stigma against them, and we literally battle that every day. It is what it is. I mean, truly, you gotta have thick skin to be in this business because people hate you, and we literally do our best to calm you down and be human because that's what we do. So I'm sorry you feel that way.
And
I really am.
I mean, just
But
you have to
understand.
look at the statistics too. I mean, more people would rather go to the dentist than go to a car dealership. Which, if you don't know somebody personally through a car dealer, it can be kind of tough. Which, once again, that's why you got to come in with the right mindset at work. That we truly do help people, and when we hear your wants and needs, I mean, we're going to do your absolute best to try to accommodate. I mean, we want to make the experience as pleasurable as possible. I mean, we want you to have a great experience when you buy a car. That's why we try to separate ourselves from the people down the road.
and that's also what these videos are for. So yeah, we have a bunch of funny skits on here. It's to show that we're not just your stereotypical.
We're making fun of the stereotype.
Exactly. We're bringing to light the stereotype, making fun of it, and showing you that one, we can have fun with it, and at the same time do our jobs.
Right.
So.
And here's the other thing too. Most people don't realize this, but car dealerships do not make they don't make as much as people think.
Yeah.
They don't. On average in the industry, a normal profit margin you go through the spectrum. You talk about anybody in any retail business, and they average 20 to 25% on profit margin, right?
Yeah.
That's considered, pretty much standard to stay alive, right? So you turn around and you talk to some specialized companies, I mean, they make 40, 50, 60. Sometimes I know a defense company, they're like making 100% profit on some of their products.
Wow.
I mean, so you got a $60,000 car, they're marking it up, they're charging you $120 for it. Our profit margins, people think we make money hand over fist. I mean, don't get me wrong, we wouldn't be here if our owners didn't make money, but our profit margin is not nearly what people think.
Absolutely.
Furniture sales, for example.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can go through all the markets.
You're a realtor for
and
crying
some
out
people,
loud.
they don't even question it. You just go to the store and you
just pay for it.
Just pay for it.
Yeah.
You
Couch cost $20 to make. They sold it to you for $4,000.
Yeah.
And they didn't negotiate.
Exaggeration. That was an exaggeration for the furniture sales.
Right.
Not cheap.
I
No,
get it.
no.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
And Alex, to answer your question on there, if you call in, our receptionist will gladly transfer you to anyone that you asked for. So
Right.
we're asking for Jake Extension, just ask for Jake. They'll send you right to his phone.
Yeah.
That's right.
Real quick, one of my favorite
Hang
questions
on,
we've
sorry, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're
Kate.
good.
This guy's asked the same question a bunch. I feel like we're ignoring. We're not ignoring you. Do we have any used Jeeps on our lot? We
Define
do.
Jeep.
We do have used Jeeps on our lot.
I was gonna say, define Jeep, that's a broad spectrum.
Right.
Quite a bit of
We do
Jeeps.
have a couple.
Jeep, yeah.
I was gonna say, we have a
And
regular
here's
Jeep.
another good thing, which
You're good.
I'm sure none of you guys know, but since we do have 5 stores, we're interchangeable. So if we don't have a particular product here, but we have it at one of our other stores, we just bring it in for you. Not a big deal. We'll just take it from one of our other stores, and boom, voila, there's your Jeep. So.
Sorry to interrupt. Man.
No, you're
My bad.
good. I'm glad you did because I'm not sure how to pronounce this really, but John Jolowski. Yep, we're going with that. When do we get to see a set of keys in a Jello mold? As soon as I remember to bring the Jello in. That's your answer.
It'll happen.
It's at home. We already kind of answered that one. Here's a really good one. Nikki XXIE. I don't know how to really pronounce it, but again, do you guys buy cars with damage? And that's within reason, but you're again better to answer that.
Yes, we do. We buy cars with damage on them. Things happen, like we said before. Stuff happens. Now, obviously, value will get taken into consideration when we're dealing with stuff that has damage on it. The only thing that I would say would be something if it has like a salvage title, where it was deemed a total loss from the insurance company, and then maybe someone picked it up real short and real cheap, and then turned around and wants to resell it back. They don't have a lot of value because we're a reputable place, just like other dealerships. And the fact is that you can't resell that, because I would not want to take in a salvage car and then resell that to a customer of ours, knowing that it was pieced back together. But besides salvage cars, yes. We'll take damaged cars, not a problem at all.
We just got a couple. First off, I want to shout out Mike Felling. Yeah.
Are we gonna answer that
So
one?
basically, he's a manager at a Jeep store. We are doing good. Hi, nice to see you.
We're doing good.
Like
Hope
seeing
you're doing
fellow car salespeople
Oh, yeah.
come in.
Hope everything's blowing your way, my man.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. K Cold Iron 8 asked, where do I contact you guys? We've answered this a couple times. Our phone number is directly linked in our bio because we got this a lot. It's 330-385-9100. But again, please go check the bio. I'm sure you probably didn't write that down.
Visit
But-
us online, powergm.com.
Yeah.
That is
All
also
our
linked right
information
there.
We do have a question here
PowerGM.com.
from Buca Chica. I probably butchered it. How much of a down payment is ideal when you're buying a car?
All depends.
Drastically on credit.
Yeah.
It is definitely the situation. Every situation's a little bit different. But as I guess a rule of thumb, you definitely want to at least have tax and title down, because that has no value to the bank. You having to pay your state taxes and your title fees put no value towards the car, so you don't want to start off already being over advanced on the vehicle. So that I would say is a minimum. But yeah, typically that's a rule of thumb, but more's always minimum. But yeah, that's a rule of thumb, but more's always better.
The reason for that being is, if you put a nice sizable down payment at signing, it leaves you options when you're, 2-3 years into your 4 or 5 year lease, because, you typically the negative equity, those are people that do, which not saying it's a bad way to go, but sign and drive, if you don't put any money down. So once again, you putting a good amount down at signing, gives you room for, more options, in the event that you want to get out of your loan or
Right.
whatever. So
And that's
what we would recommend.
That's a great point. When my customers sit down at my desk, especially the
Jay
nervous
Lizzie.
ones, especially the nervous ones, I always tell them, like, this is a puzzle. We got to put it together and come up with a plan. I mean, that's literally it. And that's our job. Come up with a plan, execute the plan.
Darth 307 said, is it extra for tax and title to do out-of-state tags? That drastically depends on what state you're coming from, doesn't it?
It does. Here's the thing. No matter what state you're from, people can only charge what the state is required, not a penny more. So, for example, if your state charges $232.50 to process your title work, that's all you're going to be charged is what your state is required. And it goes, same way for like all Ohio people. Everyone pays the same fees, to purchase their vehicle.
Yeah. And you're right there, Mike. Lease what depreciates, buy what appreciates.
It's good financial advice.
So I think we're going to cut this here. We did run a little bit over.
I did want to say one thing though.
Go for
One more thing.
Just one. We are very competitive. Being in sales makes us very competitive. So we started this out just trying to have fun and joke around. But now that we've gotten so much lift out of you guys, which we absolutely love and appreciate,
Seriously.
now we want to try to bring it to the next level. So if you know anybody, if you can follow, like, and share. We're just trying to get to that next plateau. We would really appreciate everything you guys can do for us.
Please and thank you. Really.
Yes.
Last thing here before we do end the live, I want to say if you have any comments we did not answer, there is a Q&A section again in that bio. Please go there. It's so much easier for me to pick those out than just the comments specifically. Some of our videos do flood in kind of quick with comments, and it's very hard for me to maintain and catch every single one. But if you do have a pressing question, you can always DM us. All you gotta do is follow us for that. And if that's not enough, you can always ask a direct question and we might hit it in our next live or do a direct video on it. But last thing, Nick is gonna stand up again, show you his shirt up close, and we're gonna remind you that for our merch, our promo code is POWER10. Again, that's capital P, POWER10.
And if you guys think we should do these live videos more, I thoroughly enjoy this. I think everybody does.
Yeah,
sure.
We'll definitely set out a scheduled time and do it because this is fun.
But go ahead, stand in front of the camera for me.
I'm gonna have to get down here, See?
But that is, again, the flask. We have 3 different types of designs up on our site, so whatever you guys are interested in. And if there's certain things that you'd like to see, let me know. I'll sketch something up and see if we can get something put up there for you. But other than that, I think we're...
Guys, thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Can you end that for me?
Later, Alex.
Ciao. If you can figure out how to do it.
Maybe.
Stop it.
Hang on.
Getting that
Talking about the old guy, huh?
Yeah.